Hello, Tony. Great to see your face.
Likewise, Dimitri, how are you?
I'm very well. Honestly, I shouldn't say I was pleasantly surprised. I didn't expect something less from Sonata Arctica. However, I have a feeling that something has changed a little bit in your songwriting.
Well, yeah, I think this album is arrangement-wise, at least, a jump back, a huge leap back towards the early Sonata Arctica sound. So, yeah, that I don't know if anything has changed with songwriting per se, but we've gone back to the power metal thing. There's plenty of power metal elements and songs on this Lyrical Beyond album, and
Well,
I don't know. I hope people enjoy it and appreciate it. This is something that people have been crying for ages already, since we've been, traveling back and forth in different kind of music styles. So, but here we are.
I cannot believe that you said, okay, this is what people have been asking all this time, so I will make them happy. No, this is something that came from personal, right? This is your need to go back to that sound.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, it's the whole thing sparked when we started touring on our 25th anniversary tour, and because of that, of course, we needed to bring more of those power metal songs back. It was slightly pain in the ass, but when we played the songs live and seeing the reaction from the people, is that we still have these people. They are here and they love these songs and everything, and it gave us such a great rush of energy. And then we were touring also with the acoustic album, which has a totally different kind of great and fantastic, but the energy is totally different when you play power metal songs and you have people banging their heads and mosh pits and everything, and then it's fantastic. And we wanted to have that energy. We wanted to write more songs that we can bring into this 25th anniversary type tour, and then go back in power metal and see if the people are still there for us. And I truly do hope that we will be able to swim back in the power metal thing.
So we cannot blame 100% the 25th anniversary tour. So first of all, the two acoustic albums, what was the itch that those albums scratched? And then you said, okay, we are done with that. Let's go back to our roots, let's say.
Yeah, well, we've toyed around with acoustic versions of songs ever since the early Sonata Arctica days. We had some acoustic versions of the songs, and it always felt really nice. I thought that our songs, the songs that I write, they fit really well played acoustically as well. When you arrange them slightly differently, obviously, from the power metal or rock style, and slowly along the years, we had a few shows even where we played acoustic songs, and then it started growing towards an idea that would be great to actually have an album out with acoustic versions of these songs, and eventually we got a green light from label Nuclear Blast at that point, or I think it was Atomic Fire already at that point. Anyway, it was around that time when the label changes started, the name changes started happening, so it's a little bit blurry for me name-wise, but doesn't matter at all. We would have actually released and recorded these acoustic albums regardless of Corona years. That was already on the schedule, and we hit the studio, and only the touring bit of that acoustic things got a little bit challenging after the big C hit the scene and messed up everything. So yeah, it was something that had been slowly brewing for ages, and we are very happy we got it out of the system, and now it is back. Nice to go back in the business side of things, so to say, and still have this acoustic side of Sonata Arctica in our back pocket, and we can always go back there, take a tiny trip in the acoustic world, and have these two things coexist. And of course, when we are too fucking old to play the speedy power metal songs, that there is something we can still do, and that's the acoustic thing. So it's it's a pension plan as well, I suppose.
You are 1 month older than me, so don't say this about getting. Come on.
Oh, you can't be like 49 almost, can you?
I am.
Oh, geez. Wow, you don't look that old.
Thank you, but let's move on.
Yeah, I would have like taken 10 years off, easy. All right.
So, seeing the enthusiasm in your face right now, talking about the new album, I have to ask, how many songs have you been working on, and how did you choose to put in Clear Call Beyond?
I was in the zone, so to say, with the songwriting. Once I got the sort of the cork off, and then it just started flowing, and then there's like new songs arriving every day, or at least like good ideas. And at some point, when Tommy was about to hit the studio, I just needed to tell the guys that, or we actually had a little bit of an online meeting about the thing that should I keep writing or should we concentrate on the songs that we now have already, and then we chose that, and we finish what we have here ready, and then I just I stop writing and go back to those songs later on because the ideas are still there. But anyway, we needed to hit the record button, so it was a forced ending with the songwriting process. So that was like a state of flow for me, and then the songs came really easy. Would have loved to actually continue writing and see what kind of gems there were, because I was slowly getting more and more into the vein of power metal thing, and there is one finished song actually that we even recorded, but it didn't end up on the album, and it would have probably been the album opener. So, but I wasn't happy with the lyrics and some of the arrangement things there, so we decided to just leave it out rather than releasing something that we are not very happy with, or I'm not happy with. So it's something that's going to be on the next Sonata Arctica album, and it's a fast power metal song, so I don't know how that would have actually even fit this album, because there is plenty of that already as it is.
So do you remember? No, I'm sure you remember. What was the first song that you wrote for this album, and what was the last one? What I'm trying to get with this question is, getting your mind set off the acoustic stuff and getting, as you said, back to the power metal. So I'm trying to see if during the process you started getting heavier and faster and so on.
I think the first song that I actually really wrote for this song is the one that we eventually left out. but I think then I continued writing, and I think first in line that I brought that song sort of to be the beginning, the first track of the album, or in the early, like one of the first songs there anyway. Hence the name, which I chose to use, and then write the lyrics around that first in line idea and the name. So it's a demo name that stuck. So that was definitely one of the early songs as well. It was fairly easy, just checking and watching, seeing what kind of songs we've released in the past, which kind of albums, and they would just take everything in, because Sonata Arctica, it's very cool to have a ballad. It's very cool to have a mid-tempo song here and there, and one maybe weird oddball song, at least that's traditionally what we've had, at least one, and then a lot of power metal elements and such. So it was fun revisiting a lot of the things that we left behind early days, and writing those power metal songs. It's a lot of fun. I'm not the biggest fan of listening to power metal myself, but it's a lot of fun to do. And write those songs. It gives you certain energy. It's like yeah, happy, joy.
Well, you do have.
So it's totally.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah. No, it's okay.
I was trying to pick on what you said about feeling happy while you're listening to the music, and you get that happiness from Sonata. However, you have always these dark twists, right? And it's. Yeah. I was honestly, before I logged in, I was trying to figure out what you are trying to say in the title track. So you kind of feel sad in the beginning, but then there is some light at the end of the tunnel, but still I'm left with a with a bit of a sadness. So power metal that you guys are doing is, as you said, bizarre. It's happy, but it's not 100% happy. So what's going on? I need some help here.
Well, I enjoy these happy-go-lucky melodies, something that you can sing along, and we are known of that. Same thing as with early Children of Bodom, because those melodies, they were like really happy, and then the lyrical content of the song was something totally drastically different and a huge contrast.
Right.
The musical melodies, at least, and I don't know. I find it very difficult to write like a typical reggae type lyrics, that sunshine and happiness and having drinks by the pool there, and it's very hard for me to write that kind of lyrics, and I always get more kicks out of sort of trying to grasp like something very emotional, something subject that can make people think or feel sad or whatever, but arouse some kind of emotions other than just smile. And I think one of the greatest things is that when you make people cry with the song, it's a powerful thing, especially when there is no lyrics and still the song is able to make you cry, and that happens sometimes. There are melodies that can do that, and I always try to write a melody line that will also have emotions in it, happy or sad, and I don't know, it's maybe in my code somehow. I grew up in Finland, early 80s, late 70s, and then the music that I was listening to was one of my parents were listening to, which was often melancholy Finnish Schlager music and melodic stuff. So it's somewhere in the I'm hardwired that way, I suppose.
Well, you cannot draw a line between melancholy, sadness, and happiness. Sometimes those are overlapping, right? So,
yeah, they are, absolutely, yeah. Happy tears.
So, Clear, Cold, Beyond. Is it a place? Is it a mindset? Is it what?
It is a borderline.
Okay.
Somehow. Well, the story behind the name is that it was just a name, just a thought that, Clear Blue Beyond, and it was Clear Blue Beyond, the original idea. I was watching, I don't know, was it like a For All Mankind from Apple or some other space related thing where you have a jet plane and you're going to the borderline of the space as far as high up there as possible, and then the person there was telling that when you reach that clear blue beyond, and I was like, wow, clear blue beyond, and that vision of having the globe, you can see the curve and everything, and then that was like the idea that I wanted to somehow grasp it there, and I wrote down Clear Blue Beyond. That's going to be a great title for the album. Then I realized Clear Blue, I believe that's like a pregnancy test. so that won't do. So I tried to find a way around it somehow and still keep it like same kind of feel to it, and Clear Cold Beyond felt more like it, and being a sonata-like thing anyway, cold, and it's somehow it communicates the same thing when you go up high there, and then everything's clear and cold, and so you're above everything, all the shit of your normal life, and the world is somewhere beneath you there, and you've just crossed the border towards something.
By doing that, you can see the big picture rather than get stuck into those small things, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well said.
So what about how did you connect the title and the artwork?
There's also a song called Clear Cold Beyond on the album, and that's actually the first time that we have a song which has the same name as the album is, but they are connected in a way that Clear Cold Beyond, the song, is about a young guy, too young to be drafted in the army, still manages to get himself to fight war only to impress a girl, which of course goes awfully wrong and is devastating for the family of the boy and also for the girl. Things go sideways, and so that's the story behind that song. And on the album cover, you can see obviously the helmet, soldier's helmet there, and then the colorful yellowish gloom in the horizon, which is war or something. But anyway, it brings the helmet brings the war in the frame in a way, and also, you know, it brings color, which then again is how I wanted to bring blue, white, and reddish yellow colors on the album, which will remind hopefully people about Silence album cover in that sense, you know, color wise.
So did you
So
give?
those were the.
Sorry, go on, please.
No. That's about it basically.
So
it's connected with the war. Yeah.
So I was trying to see if you gave the concept to the artist of the artwork, or you said what you would like to see and then let them do.
Yeah, this was actually the first time ever that I didn't control 100% what's going to be on the album cover. I was super busy with the other aspects of the album when we had to start working on the album artwork as well. So I asked our drummer Tommy, who's taking care of the web shop and a lot of that side of, you know, also artworks, to if it's possible for him to handle that, and he contacted the artist and the guy he's been working a lot with Sabaton, for example.
So this is Nico Antilla, right? His name.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, yeah. So Tommy contacted him, and he was very happy to work with us, and I had some pointers here and there, like having the glow and everything, and few things. We need to have a wolf and a raven, and those normal Sonata Arctica elements there. So it was cooperation, but mostly Tommy's things.
What about the production? You work with Mikko, right?
Yes, Mikko Karmila. He mixed the album. He only started, you know, process with the ready finished album when the recordings were done. Mostly there were some still missing. Till and he was like, "Is this the way you work these days? God damn it!" He sent me songs that are not exactly 100% ready to be mixed even. And sorry, dude. But it was fun working with him again. I didn't really contact him that much. I was staying at home doing other things, and just, you know, few phone calls and such. And but he was in contacting otherwise, and I just, you know, commented on emails and everything what needs to be changed and balances and everything, such things. But yeah, we wanted to go back in the power metal sound, and who's better to do that than the guy who actually mixed and created the Sonata Arctica power metal sound in the beginning. So it was very much fun to go and work with him again, and understanding that he's trying to slow down a little bit. We were very happy that he wanted to still work with us, you
know. We talked about the lyrics, about the themes, and I think there are two songs that are somewhat connected, Dark Empath and Don't Say a Word, right?
Yes, that's the Dark Empath is part of this Caleb Saga that already started with the end of this chapter on Silence album. So there must be close to 10 songs on the saga already. So it's an ongoing story. That it's not like a chronological story per se, but it's like toying around the same concept and bringing new elements in. And it's been loved by a lot of fans, and there's fan fiction and even a novella coming out that is based on and we will let you know, people know about that soon enough.
Who is writing?
If you start Googling, you will be able to find it online. I can't recall the details right now. I don't have them here, so but we'll put it on our website and other places soon enough. And you probably will find it when you Google.
Absolutely, I will.
Yeah. So.
You talked about the songwriting that you kept writing and writing, not running, but still you have two bonus tracks. You have a cover. I didn't see that coming. I'm talking about Toy Soldiers, and then a ballad for the broken. So let's start with the cover. Yeah. What was the idea of choosing that song?
I always liked it a lot, and just, you know, originally I decided or thought that it would be something that I do for a side project or something. That is, I'm going to release an album with side like cover songs. That probably will not, but that was the idea when I started working on the arrangements for the song. And when we needed something, some kind of bonus thing, which has always been a traditional thing for Sonata Arctica, especially back in our power metal days, we had a bonus track, cover versions, and then something funny happening at the end of the album, which we also have right now. The album ends and there's still something happening. We wanted to bring all that back, and I had a few songs that in my mind that I thought might be fun to do, but Toy Soldiers was something that's been on my mind for a long, long time, and the guys seemed to love the version that I had come up with, the demo, and we decided to go with that. I always loved the song, and funny, we had already recorded the drums, and then it started playing on the radio a lot in Finland here, so you could hear it every day on the radio. It was like, oh God, would have loved for them to wait for a little bit, you know.
Did you make it faster?
Not by much. I think it's fairly same tempo as the original, maybe a little bit faster.
Okay. And then A Ballad for the Broken. Is this did you write?
It's a slow,
Okay,
yeah. No, please go ahead. I jumped the gun.
I start to say, did you write this as a bonus? But then I said, no, that doesn't sound right. People do not write music to be bonus or B-sides. I hate that.
Yeah, I thought this was one of the better songs when I was writing the demo, so I was absolutely sure that it's going to be on the album. But then I kept writing, and more songs came along, and I just, when I compiled the album, I didn't see a spot where Ballad for the Broken would fit really well. I would have loved to have like 12 songs on the album, on the base album, but that's too long. I think album should be at its longest something between 50 minutes or an hour. That's a long album already, and then people get tired of it, and it would be always fantastic to leave people with good emotion and clear enough ears for him or her to press the play button again and then give it another spin, the whole album, and that's what I aim for. And definitely I never write intentionally bonus tracks.
Right.
I've done it once or twice, and once it failed epically because I Have a Right was supposed to be a bonus track. I brought it as a fast song for Japanese label, and I thought it was going to be a bonus track, but then I realized that, oh geez, no, this is not the way this song wants to be and is supposed to be, and I changed the drums slower and everything, and I Have a Right is probably one of the biggest hits we have. So that happens, you know, when you relax, when you're just, you know, this song isn't that important, and then you come up with a gem. Sometimes it's like that, but Ballad for the Broken was not one of those songs. I wrote it very seriously.
Yeah, this is why I tried to change my question, because it didn't sound, it had some negative aspect on that.
Yeah, it's usually bonus tracks usually are the ones that somehow don't fit the flow of the album or don't have really home. They if you add one fast song, it might tilt the album in the wrong way, and or a slow song, it's delicate.
And listen, you saying about the duration, it reminded me when we moved from the vinyl to the CDs, and suddenly all the bands were trying to write 15 songs, 16 songs, and then, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Touring, you start with in Finland in March.
Yep.
And then that tour takes the band all the way to the festival season in Europe. When should we be expecting Sonata to cross the Atlantic?
Hopefully as soon as possible. At the moment, it's not financially the easiest thing to do for a band to go there and even break even. So, and then it's a bit expensive hobby. Sometimes we've calculated that there have been few tours that it would have been cheaper for us to take our families there on a 5-week vacation.
Yeah.
So that's the unfortunate financial reality of things. But hopefully this album will change things. And of course, you know, if there are enough people coming to see the shows, the things change. And of course, you know, we've been thinking and talking about, you know, crowdfunding a tour, which would be a great way to do it as well.
Interesting.
Then you would have some idea about the viability, because it's still something that you would love to at least break even. You don't want to go home with tens of thousands of dollars worth bills. Basically, it's not fun to work here in Europe a lot and then go and throw it all away. Right. Having fun in US, the North American continent is my favorite place to tour. I love the buses that you have there, and the places and people and everything. It's just fantastic. People usually speak better English than I do, usually at least. And there's so much to see still. I've seen a lot, but there's a lot of places that I would love to visit still. And every tour we have had there, I've been able to see something that I've never seen before, or then been able to revisit a location that I'd love to see. So yeah, it's something that I definitely do not want to give up with. North America. No,
honestly, the crowdfunding idea is very interesting concept. So I would like to see how that will play out, but it's up to you guys.
Yeah, we'll have to see that.
Have you chosen how many songs or what songs from the new album you will be using live?
Well, the safe bet obviously is the singles. We're going to release 4 singles at this point, at least. The idea is that from the album, and the next one's going to be out at the beginning of February, I think, depending on when we get the video ready. We shot a video over last weekend actually, and it's going to be something different, huge, big, fantastic, something we've never done before, and well, we'll see. I would love to play some of the songs that aren't actually singles, but we have to see. It's a difficult decision. And we need to start making those decisions very soon. We have to start learning the songs again. I can't remember half the lyrics at this point anymore.
on top of my head, I will say Angel Defile, First in Line, Dark Empath. Am I close? Hot, warm?
You are very close, yeah. maybe California, that would be fun.
Even Shamat, I was trying to see if Tony got into chess, but no, right?
Excuse me?
The song, did I butcher the
Shamat, yeah.
Yeah, so I was trying to see if you got into chess, maybe? Or is it totally irrelevant?
Yeah. It's basically, it means checkmate.
Right, or the king is dead, right?
Person or whatever. I mean, yeah, exactly, yeah. The king is frozen with some translation, but anyway, it's like a stalemate kind of situation, checkmate or whatever. Anyway, but it's a human relationship song once again, and sometimes you end up in a position that there's no winning it. Someone has to give up, and just
accept,
make the decision to. Yeah, exactly. So yeah,
Tony, it has been genuinely a pleasure talking to you. Hopefully we'll see Sonata again in the US, especially in Chicago. Take note of that. And
absolutely.
Have the best of time when you start touring, and please stay safe from the cold.
Yeah, absolutely. Clear cold.
Clear.
Thank you, Dimitri.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Have a great
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
See you on your side of the puddle, hopefully soon.
Absolutely.
Yes. All right. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.